Hi, this is John from NYC Geek Society. I'm here with Hosni Auji to talk about his game called In-Flight Simulator. Now, this is a very unusual kind of concept. So, in your own words, describe In-Flight Simulator.
It's sort of what it sounds like. You're in a plane, you play as a passenger for the duration of a real-time flight. You're going from New York to Iceland in this flight now, so it's around 6 hours. And yeah, you play as a passenger. And the reason that we're doing that is, well, I feel like flight simulators have been around for decades. They've only ever shown the perspective of the pilot, and one would argue that's because that's the fun part. But I think there's something to be said about the parody of flight, because like people want to fly, like flying is free, flying is exhilarating, flying is, where actually flying on a day-to-day basis is you just sit in a plane, strapped in, you can't do anything, you have no control over the plane, and you just basically try to kill time. And so I thought it'd be interesting to make a game where you have a lot of agency, you can control a lot of things around you, just not the plane itself. So you have your phone, you have a bunch of things, you have things you can play and watch on the screen, but you can't fly the plane.
Right, so it's almost like a meditative experience. Would you say that?
I mean, unless you don't like flying, then it's pretty anxiety-inducing. But yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, let's talk about a little bit more, like, what inspired you to come up with this concept?
Well, like many years ago, I was kind of like super anxious about flying, and the way that I kind of got super obsessed with what I'm going to do on the plane, how I'm going to distract myself from for the next 4 hours while I'm on this flight. And I became like super obsessed with commercial aviation in general, like what type of plane I'm on, where should I sit for least turbulence, what should I do here, what should I think, and then all this kind of thought process. I think it'd be nice to funnel it into a game, like sort of channel it, make a game about this, right?
Very interesting. Is there any kind of story or back, like where are you coming from, where are you going, anything like that?
No, not any narrative in a sense, but like there'll be bits and pieces of environmental storytelling here and there. You'll put the pieces together, but like there's no real story. Any story that you come up with is of your fabrication. So everyone might come up out of it with a different story.
How long is every single gameplay? Like, is it the extent, the amount of actual flight?
This current flight is a transatlantic flight, so it's 5 hours, 45 minutes. Depending on headwind and tailwind, that will differ slightly because that's random. I'm hoping to make also a domestic flight, which is around 2 hours for the people that don't want to spend 6 hours in a plane. But yeah, it's
So you could actually play this for 5 to 6 hours straight?
Yes. And they're like feature films, so if you just watch 2 feature films, that's like 4 hours, 3 hours. You're halfway there.
Can you watch a film in the flight simulator?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What films do you have in there?
A couple from the public domain, so that I don't get in trouble. But yeah, and there's games, there's music, there's a whole novel you can read, a whole novel. Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
That's fascinating. All right. What platforms is this coming out for?
PC and Mac.
And what's the release date?
Right now it's unsure, but sometime mid-2019.
Is there anything else you would like to promote? Anything else you've been working on?
I'd just like you to play it and give it a shot and see what you think.
Have you played it? Have you made any games before this?
No.
Really? So what is it built in actually?
Unity.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to trying it out. And this has been John from NYC Geek Society and NYC Geek Out.